Hillary's Quick Talk with Hillary Valdez.
Hi everyone. Today we're talking about suicide. At various stages in your life, you need to assess your mental health. Is it time to recycle self-defeating thoughts, outdated values and behavior? People get stuck and clogged up psychologically. They get wedged in this mental knot, which is pretty common. But at times people need to internally mop up and get clarity into themselves before an emotional meltdown occurs. You need to gather the courage to psychologically reboot and take an inventory of yourself. What is troubling you? What can you change now? What will take longer to change? Just figure it out if you can. Regardless of your age, mental health and well-being are influenced by numerous factors and are subject to change at any time. Right now, most people in all sectors of society and globally are being affected by coronavirus, especially older adults whose routines and support systems may be disrupted. Now, frequently undiagnosed mental health conditions can appear in later adulthood. Depression and severe anxiety are not a normal part of aging, but it does happen. And the stress of COVID and food prices, gas prices, everything else that's going on in the world, and the uncertainty it creates for older adults, who are more susceptible to the virus, can aggravate any underlying risk for depression or anxiety. This is according to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. It's just not me talking here, okay? But in some cases, a recent stressor or a sudden traumatic event or failure of some sort, can leave people feeling desperate, unable to see a way out. And this becomes a tipping point towards suicide. Now, a recent Center for Disease Control, or CDC, report highlights the complexity of suicide. While a mental health condition may be a contributing factor for many people, the report notes many factors contribute to suicide among those with and without mental health conditions. A relationship problem, for instance, was the top factor contributing to suicide, followed by a crisis in the past or even a problematic substance abuse of some sort. A lot of people are using substances, and as you know, fentanyl, what have you, so that's bad juju, man. You want to rebuke all that negative stuff in your life. Rebuke negative thinking, negative emotions. Positive programming. You want to positively program yourself for success. Personal success, emotional success, mental success. Say positive things about you. If you say one thing negative, say two things positive. But, you don't need special training to open up. That's my point. Just have an authentic conversation about mental health. And if you're a friend to somebody and you're listening to their issues, share your issues. If you've been to a therapist, tell them that. This builds a bridge of trust between you two. So you can talk, it makes it easier to talk to somebody like that who's having issues and you've had your issues, okay? So cross support, that's important. But in the past year, many families, I would say people, are experiencing financial strain, social isolation, and a loss of resources, especially teens. When teens go to school, they meet their friends and it's kind of like a support group. But during this pandemic, a lot of things have happened, as you well know. So how do you learn tips on to manage emotions, such as anxiety and frustration? So emotional management. But if you're a teen, and if you're thinking about, if you have a lot on your plate, there's counselors at the teen line in the USA at 310-855-4673. That's the teen line. I think their operating hours are from 6 to 10 p.m., something like that, Pacific time. But don't despair. Just as we have hazardous spills, with biochemical hazmat, we also have emotional spills and personal psychological hazmat. That's very common. But when you choke back your emotions and refuse to communicate, you start mentally leaking. Your emotions always find ways to express themselves. And this is, foul thinking. If you're just choking everything back and you're bottling everything back, it's like you keep on filling up with these negative emotions. So talk, don't hold back. Just face everything and recover. Make a mini plan at least, to talk about what's bothering you. You can't take the whole thing out at once. So take one small problem at a time, and just work it. It works when you work it. You just have to work it. So recreating yourself is a process, though it's a gradual process. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's a healing process. For some, it's a spiritual process. It's a journey rather than a destination. We all have a life to live, but you give purpose and meaning to your life, and that involves creating goals. But transform your actions, your thoughts into actions, your ideas into reality, and come into your own. Emerge in your own time, in your own way. Just own all that is yours and nothing else. Just be you. Be your own person. Pay attention to what you want and need. And take responsibility for that. You're responsible for your happiness and pleasure. Just listen to yourself. Listen to your inner dialogue. So live for today. Be in the moment. Learn to appreciate your own unique existence. There's only one of you, And don't be defending yourself. Just be open to change, open to feedback, and a willingness to change. It works when you work it. Just keep on working it, and don't give up. Hope. Just stay focused on hope. Hold on. Pain ends. That's what hope means. Okay, take care of yourself. See you soon.
You are responsible for your happiness. Hillary's Quick Talk. If you like what you saw and heard, click on subscribe and on like.